Rossi, intelligent driving.
That was beautiful.
Very, very crafty. Christian Rasmussen is now an INDYCAR race winner.
So many good storylines coming out of 2025. ECR was certainly one of them. And hang on, before we hang on, I'm a little parched. Aren't you guys a little parched? A little bit?
I'm always parched for a nice Java House brew. Yeah.
So much better. Between ownership, a bunch of good stuff on track, Christian Rasmussen in the number 21 Chevrolet for ECR, and Alexander Rossi in the number 20 Chevrolet for ECR. Thanks for doing this, first of all. You like my living room?
I love the red chair.
You love the
it's beautiful.
Brings out your eyes.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Going into 2025, obviously much different scenario for you, new team, whatnot. You've been around this game a little bit. What were your expectations, both of you, heading into the season?
It's always hard to set expectations ahead of the season. For me, I wanted to build on my season from 2024. I felt like we had a pretty good second half of the year, at least more respectable than the first part of my first year. Just wanted to build on that and keep getting better and still improve in INDYCAR. You know, this was only my second year, so I still had a lot to learn. So just build on the momentum from 2024 and have a better year.
Change of scenery for you. Did it work out okay?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, it was a really interesting off season for kind of myself and the whole organization, obviously, with some new ownership coming in with Heartland and Ted and obviously the partners that brought with Splenda and Java House. It really kind of opened the opportunity and the window of possibility for Carpenter Racing and ECR as a whole. So I think you saw a lot of that right away, you know, with the TV spots that we did and the kind of the rebranding of the team and the new look of the team, and that translated especially in the second half of the year to results on track. So I think we had an expectation of like, all right, let's get 2025 going and kind of see what the weak points are and where we need to improve. And I think we did that plus some. So it was a very successful years in a lot of ways, on and off the track, and a lot to look forward to next year.
Before we get to the stuff on the track, who had the best acting chops in the commercial?
Not Ed. I think we were both pretty equal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It was out of our element.
Yeah.
So Danica, I guess,
probably
had
the most experience in something like that, for sure.
But it was fun. It was fun working with a big production crew like that, something that was completely new to me.
I mean, pretty new to me as well. Like it wasn't just like this wasn't a social media thing where it's kind of a couple people and a camera. Like this was like 50 people,
right?
And there was call times and stage runners and managers and everything. So it was pretty wild.
Call times.
Oh yeah.
Was there a spread? Was there some snacks and drinks?
Oh, there was union lunches and dinners.
Nice.
And, no, it was legit. Like it was a full production.
You know, it's a professional production when you got that.
Exactly.
Unlike this, we've got it's delicious Java House coffee.
We do.
All right, so right out of the gate for you, Alex, a 10th at St. Pete, 9th at Thermal Club, 8th at Barber. Solid results. What would you describe it as?
You know, I think our year was kind of in two stages. I would say 3 stages. I think we started the year in a pretty good spot from a qualifying standpoint, but really struggled with executing on Sundays and race pace wasn't quite where it needed to be. And then we went through a tough stretch in the summer. You know, with the schedule the way that it was obviously one after the other for everyone. And you know, if you had a tough weekend, it was hard to really dig in and understand why, because you're immediately into preparing for the next one. So we had a run of kind of 3 or 4 races that wasn't great. And then the final third of the season, I think, again, we kind of turned the corner and really combined qualifying and race pace. So I think we saw the full gamut of emotions, obviously not the same as Christian, and I'll let him speak on that, but just as a whole, the team, we really had good elements at various points throughout the year, but it wasn't until really the very end where we started putting it all together.
100%. For you right out of the gate, maybe a little slower, but could you feel something different with the team at that point?
Yeah, like Alex was talking about earlier, there was so much stuff happening over the off season, and again with our new partners coming along, and like there was a lot of new stuff, and it was very different environment from the first year. On track, we started definitely a little bit slower. I think our Achilles heel this year was really qualifying. So I think our race pace most places has been decent, good, but we've just qualified not good enough to really have some really good results in the races.
Everybody loves to talk about a turning point in the course of a season. Knowing ECR cars are really good at Indy anyway, was that a turning point at all? When you look at it, Christian, you led 8 laps, finished 6. Alex, you led 14 laps, then the incident in pit lane. But I mean, did you feel good about Indy, looking back on it, if you can?
Yeah, I felt good about Indy. It was a solid result for us. I think I finished 9th the first year, so just stepping up a little bit and finishing 6th. When it's Indy, you always want more out of it. It's kind
Still,
of
though, 2 top 10s out of the first 2 tries.
For sure, it's been really good.
Non-rookie win division, of course, we're talking, but it's still a pretty solid out of the gate. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so being at Carpenter Racing, obviously the 500 is a super important race, and it's been a strong race for them in the past. So you always want to carry that on and just do a little bit better each time. So hopefully 2026 will be the year.
What did you make out of Indy for your show?
I think in some ways yes, and in some ways no. Like I think that, as you alluded to and Christian said, like there's an expectation when you drive for ECR that you're going to be good in the month of May. Yeah. You're going to be in contention and qualifying and on race day. And I think all of those things were true. If anything, we underperformed in qualifying, but we were quite good cars in the race. So to say that as a turning point, I think is a little unfair because again, you're expecting that to kind of be the case. So for us, really, I think as a team, the turning point was Gateway. After Christian's podium and the drive that he had there after, would you start 20-something?
Yeah, 24th.
Yeah, and literally just drove through the field. It was twice. Yes, so there you go.
Literally, yeah.
And I think that really lifted the spirits of the whole organization on both sides of the garage. It wasn't just the 21 guys. Like it was an understanding that, okay, despite all of maybe the struggles in the past, if they go back 4 or 5 years, and despite all of the change this year, like this is a result and a reward that and an understanding that what we're doing is going in the right direction. So I think that was a huge kind of atmosphere lift for the whole team.
Well, we'll get to Christian in a little bit, but that last third of the season, you had a 5th at Portland, 4th at Milwaukee, 10th at Nashville. I mean, again, to your point, this is a solid kind of final stretch to wrap up the season, correct?
Yeah, it was. Everyone's going to say, oh, you wish there was more at certain events, but I mean, that's true up and down the field. So I think for us, it's important, especially with how long the off season is, to end on a positive note, end on at a place where you know that you can be competitive going into 2026. Like that's covering, a road course, a short oval, and almost a 1.5 miles in Nashville. The only thing that's missing in kind of that whole array of tracks is street course. But we tick the boxes going into the off season, and we have a very clear picture and understanding of what we need to do to be better in 26.
Christian, again, 3rd at St. Louis, 2 top 10s at Iowa, and all building towards that first win at Milwaukee. You're on a roll a little bit at that point of the season, correct?
Yeah, for sure. From the very beginning, starting at the 500, the ovals were very good to us.
Yeah.
And we had some really solid results. I think St. Louis, we had the best car in traffic, and that's really where we made a huge difference. Getting my first podium, which was really cool for me, and again, like Alex said, for the whole team, and then we just kept building on that, and then it finally came at Milwaukee with a good decision on changing 2 tires at the very end, and then getting it done. So.
I mean, you guys both kind of take us through that last stint at Milwaukee. You guys obviously both had fresh tires. Alex, you restarted 5th. Christian, you were 7th. You had 3 cars, including 2 Penske's that run old tires. Did you know immediately that was the right call to come in, put on some fresh Firestones, and maybe take us through what you saw after the green flag?
I think we knew that before the race even started.
Yeah, because you talked about it beforehand,
we were talking about this exact scenario. If there was a late race caution where you have a chance to go in and get a tire advantage, we should definitely take it, almost regardless of the track position that you lose. We didn't end up losing that much track position because there was, I think, a lot of people with that same idea. But then we went out, but there was honestly more people that took it than I thought there probably would, especially being that close to the end. But I think kind of through that last stint, I didn't really just go in, get tires, and then expect, okay, we'll be looking really good here. I said, probably top 10 is definitely in the picture because that's where we were, but I had no idea at that point that we were going to be competing for the win towards the end of the race. So I knew through the race I had learned that I was pretty strong on new tires, even compared to other cars on new tires running that high line. So I just went out and kind of took one by one, moving up, and then all of a sudden I found myself right outside of the top 3. Went by. That was McLaughlin in 3rd. Overtook him for 3rd. No, that was Newgarden for 3rd, I believe.
Yep.
And then McLaughlin for 3rd. Second.
Yep.
And just moving up through the field, and all of a sudden I'm in 2nd, chasing down Pelot, and wanted to get that done fairly early because I knew I had that tire advantage, and that tire advantage kind of fades over the run, so you never know how much you're going to have once you get to him. So methodically, I just kind of worked my way towards him, got closer and closer and closer, and once I got to him, also knew that I wanted to get it done quick, which I did. Got a good run on him, exit of 2 down the back straight. He went to defend the inside, went round the high side, and cleared him into turn 1.
You had a good view of this. In the 5 of the 7, to Christian's point, a lot of other teams were taking fresh tires. So when you saw the 21 doing what it was doing, and then I love the team camaraderie after. I mean, you were one of the first ones in victory lane to help celebrate Christian's big win. Just your thoughts on that final 20 laps.
Yeah, Christian's right. You know, we as a team decided that was the right thing to do. We actually went back and we were replaying. Was it 2012 when Hunter Ray at Iowa kind of did the same thing and restarted?
We don't see that sort of thing very often, right? It's almost like a NASCAR thing.
Exactly.
But in IndyCar, you don't see much.
Well, tire deg on short ovals is a good thing.
Yeah.
We got to keep that going. So we watched that back, and it was Ryan and Joseph that kind of went through everyone, and so we were like, man, how cool would that feel to be able to do that? And obviously they started much further back than Christian and I did, but regardless, we were like, we got to do that if the opportunity presents itself. And quite frankly, I mean, Christian just took more advantage of it than I did. You know, I was able to get through Pato, who was also on new tires, and Joseph, and then kind of flattened out and couldn't get around a lap car, which prevented me from really going after Scott. So, you know, Christian was fully deserving of that. It wasn't, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, you took tires and all this sort of thing. It's like, well, a lot of cars did. Yeah. And he was the only one that went through everybody else. So he was super deserving of the win, and it's cool to see anyone get their first time win, but when it's a teammate, it's extra special.
At the risk of the cliche question, what and now, you know, hindsight's 2020, you get a little bit better view of what that win meant, but what did a win like that mean for ECR?
I think it meant a lot. Like Alex said, even at St. Louis, that was part of kind of lifting the spirits towards the end of the year. And I think even more so was the win at Milwaukee. You know, it was the first time ECR has been in victory lane since 2021.
It's been a hot minute,
so
since Renus at IMS road course. So
it's been a minute. So I think I was really happy, not only for myself, but getting the team back in victory lane. ending the season on a very high note.
Yeah.
And kind of have that the whole off season to kind of look back to and to strive for something even better for 2026, where we have 2 races at Milwaukee, so that'll be exciting too.
I was going to say, new schedule's out. We're already looking at 2026. There's some pretty exciting stuff. Arlington's going to be a great event. A couple at Milwaukee, which is going to be good for you, perhaps,
Hopefully.
or the team, ECR as a whole. Just your thoughts about the schedule that came out.
The schedule's great. You know, I'm thrilled that we're going back to Phoenix. You know, I think that's a really cool market for us, and also to have a doubleheader with Cup. That was super successful when we did it here at Indianapolis. So I think that's a huge win. Obviously, we've talked at length about what Arlington means and the partners that are involved in that event. And then, you know, I'm also personally very excited about Markham as well. You know, I think Toronto is one of the highlight cities for everyone in the IndyCar paddock. I think the track was not for a lot of people in the IndyCar paddock, and I know firsthand because my wife's family is in Markham. You know, the amount of investment and the excitement from the city and what they're going to do to make it a flagship event is really cool. So I think it just goes to really show the strength of IndyCar and the growth that we're having in terms of, you know, we're not just adding events to the calendar, we're adding high quality events, and we're adding events that are really going to be exciting for people to go to and to check out, which is just going to continually improve the sport and the growth for all those involved.
I think a lot of people are going to learn about Markham as it gets there. I mean, that's an area of 1.2 million people. They love IndyCar. All the folks that were from that area went down to Toronto for the race. Now it's in their backyard, so it's going to be a tremendous event. The mayor's jacked
100%
for all this. All right, off-season golf plans for you guys, I'm assuming?
Lots of golf.
Lots of golf.
Lots of golf.
Yeah, lots of golf.
It is Indiana, though, so you may have to go somewhere else for
That's
some
okay.
golf.
Yeah.
We can do that. Yeah.
Thankfully, we're in Charlotte like every
Yes,
week.
Christian and I
Simulator,
have hefty goals we want to be consistently breaking 90.
That's been the goal all year. We haven't gone there yet.
We have not gone there yet.
Not even once.
Nope.
Yeah?
But we're
Not
gonna,
even close.
No.
So we're talking about
keep trying.
We're talking about a handicap of 20 plus?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I think I'm officially at 22.7.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think I'm at
very
28.
respectable.
Well, considering the car numbers you guys drive, it's on point. So,
Right.
Hey,
see, there you go.
we have numbers to aim for.
Listen.
20 and 21.
Listen. If you're playing golf with your buddies and there's some cash involved, you don't want a low handicap.
That's a good point.
That's true.
That's a good point.
So I'm just gonna leave it at that.
All right.
You
cheers.
also want to be able to hit the ball. Well, but there's,
Baby steps.
we're working on
Baby
it.
steps.
Hit the ball. Come on. Cheers. Here's to 2026. ECR. The countdown to St. Pete and the opener is on.